If you've ever had the dream of exploring a ghost town, here's your chance. Whether they were abandoned by natural disaster or they were simply forgotten, these are some of the most fascinating places on Earth. Matsu Island is an abandoned island in Russia. It was a fishing village, but the inhabitants left in 2000. Since then, it has been a tourist destination for those who want to see an abandoned village. In addition to being highly photogenic, Matsu Island is also thought to be haunted by spirits and ghosts of former residents who died without proper burial rites or coffins. If you're looking for somewhere spooky and unique for your next vacation away from home, consider heading there. Krakow is a ghost town in the Basilicata region of Italy. Krakow was founded in 714 AD, and it was abandoned in 1963. It's now a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a popular tourist destination. Krakow's ruins are located on top of an isolated hill with steep slopes on all sides. The town was built around its castle, and that's where you'll find most of the remaining structures today. Houses, churches, towers and gates have been preserved in their original form as if time had stopped for centuries when locals left this place forever a broken bar. The ghost town of Agdam is located in Azerbaijan and was once a city of about 50,000 people. It is now abandoned following the Nagorno-Karabakh war that took place between 1988 and 1993. During this time, Agdam was the site of heavy fighting between Azerbaijani forces backed by Armenia's military and Armenian forces backed by Russia. After its capture by Armenian forces in 1993, Agdam was bombed to make sure that no one could return to live there again because it had been used as a military outpost during their occupation. Kolmanskop is a ghost town in the Namib Desert in southern Namibia. It was founded in 1908 by German businessman Theodor Tomassi, who stumbled upon what he thought were diamonds while on a hunting expedition. He built a fort around the site and hired laborers to mine for diamonds, which became known as Kolmanskop, Coleman's Hill in German. In 1910, Tomassi sold Kolmanskop to another company that dug deeper into the sand and found more diamonds than they knew what to do with, over 50 million carats, which they then shipped back home. The town was abandoned after World War II because its residents couldn't find any more diamonds and it was too expensive to operate there due to high transportation costs from South Africa or South America, and it wasn't worth it anymore just for tourism purposes either, since most of its buildings had already been taken away by scavengers looking for anything valuable left behind by previous residents who'd given up hope on ever finding more precious gems under their feet again. But now that this remote desert land has become famous worldwide because people want to explore all sorts of things about human history, like why did humans go extinct so quickly? Why didn't other species evolve faster than us? Why did we stop evolving altogether? Many have decided now would be an ideal time before there aren't any more opportunities left at all. Oradour-sur-Glane, France, a village that was destroyed by the Nazis in 1944 and left abandoned until it was rebuilt in the 1960s. Today it is a memorial to its victims and a reminder of what happens when fascism takes hold. Pyramiden was a mining town once, but now it's a ghost town. It was abandoned in 1998 after the fall of the Soviet Union left it without funding. Located in the Svalbard archipelago, Norway, Pyramiden is something of a tourist attraction these days, although its popularity as an excursion spot has diminished since its heyday during World War II. It's estimated that there are over 150 abandoned towns like Pyramiden across Russia, and many more than could be included on this list. Ballestrino is a ghost town in Italy that lies on the border between the provinces of Savona and Imperia. It was abandoned in the 1960s. It's the smallest town in Italy, with only 4 residents, who have legal possession of it but can't afford to maintain it. It also goes by its nickname, the Town of the Dead, due to its proximity to an abandoned cemetery on top of a hill nearby. More on this later. What are UFO houses? The UFO houses were a group of 4 apartment buildings created in the 1970s by the Taiwanese government. They were built in Sanzai, Taiwan, on land that was previously home to a pineapple plantation that had closed down in 1974. The project was intended to be an attraction for tourists and bring more people into the area. The apartments themselves were made with circular designs, which inspired their nickname UFO houses. What happened? Unfortunately, this ambitious plan didn't go as planned. Before any residents could move into their new homes or even open them up to the public as promised, they were abandoned due to various factors including concerns over safety. The roads leading up weren't well maintained, high costs associated with constructing such large buildings so far inland without access nearby transportation options like buses or trains. This isn't New York City, etc. Where are they located? Shenzhen and District Shenzhen City, Guangdong Province. Kayakoi, Karmalasos, is a ghost town in Turkey that was once home to a Greek Orthodox Christian population. Now, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the most beautiful abandoned cities in the world. Kayakoi is located on the southwestern coast of Turkey, about 25 kilometers from Fethiye. This ancient town has been occupied since at least 600 BC, when ancient Persians built their first settlement here. In time, this settlement became an important port for trade between Greece and Anatolia, with its growing economy based primarily on olive oil production and exports, a practice that continues today despite being abandoned by its inhabitants decades ago due to economic hardships brought on by poor harvests or drought conditions plaguing their land over time. Hashima Island, just off the coast of Nagasaki, Japan, is a small island called Hashima Island. The island was once home to one of the largest coal mines in Japan. It was abandoned in 1974 and has been left to ruin ever since. The former workers' housing has been turned into an abandoned city museum and tourist attraction for adventurous travelers who want to see what life was like on an isolated coal mining facility. There are many other cities around the world that have similar stories, places where people once lived or worked but now lay abandoned because their owners no longer need them or can afford to keep them running. The abandoned cities in this list represent the once thriving places that today stand as mere shadows of their former selves. They are both beautiful and haunting at the same time, but they also serve as reminders of how quickly we can lose everything.